Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about Yieldboost. Of course, it's Thursday. That's what we do. But first, I was on the Financial Heat podcast with Matthew Tuttle today. It's on their page right there. That's my logo. There's the video with Matt Tuttle, uh, Pat Neville, Dan Cash, and of course, yours truly. It was good times. We disagree on a lot of things, and it was a good, I don't want to say heated discussion, but it was a good discussion about different philosophies. I'm more degenerate than they are, but let's go to Yield Boost because that's what we're here for. So Yield Boost, put credit spreads on 2x or 3x if it's an index funds. How'd they do today? Well, this is COYY, double leverage Coinbase. They were up 0.12. Double leverage was down 0.52, so they did better. HOYY was double leverage Robinhood down 2.74. HOYY only down 0.07. That's the protective put kicking in. TSLL was up 1.94. TSYY, my biggest holding, and if it's in blue, you know I own it. I did sell a few of these. I own several, but I still own this. It's my biggest holding. It was up 0.77, so only captured about 40% of the upside. But again, it's a put credit spread. You're not going to get the upside with these funds. So SMCX, double leverage SMCI was down 0.93. SMYY only down 0.65. AMDL, double leverage AMD, down almost 5%. And AMYY down 0.95%. And we'll talk about that one in a bit. That's been probably their best fund. It's not the highest yielder of the yield boost, but if you look at the total returns, which we'll get to, it's on AMD. AMD's gone up. They're paying a yield, so we'll talk about that. 2x Bitcoin down 2.9. XBitty only down 0.15. 2x Nvidia down down 4.42%. NVYY only down 1.73%. 2x Palantir down 5%. PLYY only down 0.62%. They only captured 11% of that loss. And then this is what you see kind of the other way. 2x BABA, BABX, was up 10%. BBYY only up 5%. So they are capped on the upside, but also capped on the downside and paying massive yield. 2x MSTR, MSTU. This is a nice surprise here because MSTR is just down all the time. This was up 5.77, so MSTR was probably up 2.5%, be my guess. MIDI was down 0.38. And let's see, GQQQ, which we do wheel that one. We sell we sell a put on TQQQ. That's worked out well, but they do a put credit spread. TQs was down 1.77. TQQY was only down 0.06, only captured 3% of the loss, and that's how these funds are designed. SPXL, 3x S&P was down 0.11, YSPY down 0.16, pretty negligible. AMZZ, double leverage Amazon, was up 3.75, AZYY up 0.17. FBL, 2x Meta or Facebook, was down 0.86. FBYY only down 0.07, so only captured 8% of that loss. 2X Mara, MRAL, that was up big, 7%. May, biggest yielder, we'll get to that, of Yieldboost, 1.58% or 1.98% up. So only captured 28% of the gain. Again, with Yieldboost, we want these funds to not really move because we don't capture the upside, but we do protect the downside. Double leverage IonQ, IONL is the ticker, was up 2.17. IOYY up 1.08. So we captured about half of that. That's good. 2X Gold Miners, NUGT was up 0.73. NUGE from Yieldboost up 0.21. So about 30% of the gain we captured. That's not bad at all. Soxel, 3X Semiconductor Bulls was down. And I'm glad I got out of that wheel. I did wheel this. I made some money. I did not do a wheel on Soxel this week. Was down 5.11. And Sammy, which is the put credit spread on Soxel, was only down 1.59. Only captured 30% of the loss. 2X Rigetti, RGTX was up 0.39. RGYY up 0.33, captured 85% of the gain. So that's nice. 2X Qubits, QBTX is the ticker, was down 6%. QBY only down 1.5%. And then 2X Riot, which is Riot with an X, down 2.3%. RTYY only down 0.15%. Hims, 2X Hims and Hers. I'm not crazy about Hims and Hers. I don't own any funds with Hims and Hers unless they're in a basket. But they were down 9. The 2X was down 9%. So I think Hims and Hers was probably down 4.5. HMYY down 3.77%. And then YBitty, which is the top 5 Yieldboost yielders, was down 0.5%. And Yieldbeast, I know Will Ryan wants to call it Yieldboost, YBST, but we call it Yieldbeast. It's a fund of funds. It owns all of these. They were only down 0.13%. So overall, and this is important, percent change of all the underlyings were down 0.58%. The Yieldboost funds were down 0.1%, only capturing 17% of the loss today. Some are up, some are down, but overall down if you average them all, but not as much as their underlyings. So let's go to distros because that's why we are here. And I will talk about total return a little bit. Actually, we can just go right to total. Okay. So COYY, they declared today. X date is tomorrow, Friday. Payday is Tuesday, except for the YBitty and Yieldbeast. They declare tomorrow, so we don't know those yet. X date for those is Monday. Tuesday. Payday is Wednesday. They pay Wednesday. The rest of them pay Tuesday, and that's what we're looking at here. So COYY went from 22 cents to 22 cents, stable, 150% yield. You guys know I averaged the last 3 distributions with the current price at $8. That is 150% annualized yield. The total return is negative. So take that as you will. That is why I sold out of this fund. It has gone down further than it has paid. So I did sell this in December, a little rebalancing, and So I'm happy about that. HOYY, double leverage Robinhood is the underlying. They went from 36 cents to 36 cents. Pretty solid. 142% annualized yield. Again, negative return. So I've never owned that one. TSYY, my biggest holding. It's down to $5, so it has gone down quite a bit. And the distros have gone down last 3 weeks 16 cents, 14 cents, 13 cents. Average is 14.8 cents. 149% annualized yield. Total return down 18% ish. But that's from inception. I didn't buy this at inception. I bought this when it was lower, and my total return is up on this one. So not a whole lot, not enough to write home about, but I do continue to drip this one because drip is better. 18 down 18%. If you don't drip, down 18.3%. And that's my decision to drip or no drip. I adjust this every week. Drip or no drip. SMYY, double leverage SMCI, went from 35 cents to 34 cents, 138% yield. Total return is down. Better not to drip that one based on this number here. AMYY, I like this fund. I'll show you why. I don't own it, but really thinking about it. Last 3 payments have been 42 cents, 42 cents. Today they declared lower, 39 cents. It's 101% yield based on that. But that's on AMD. AMD's gone up. So total return with dividend reinvestment, 50% positive. Without drip, 47%. So if it's green, it's positive. And this is Yieldboost. I mean, everyone says Yieldboost is terrible because they overpay. Total returns always going to be negative. There's green here, and we'll get to those. XBitty, that is a Bitcoin fund. 21 cents, 21 cents. The last 2, pretty solid. 98% yield. Total return is down because Bitcoin is down. If you catch my drift. NVYY on NVIDIA. 35 cents, 35 cents, 36 cents. A little raise today. 97% yield. Total return is up 52% if you drip, 46 if you don't. I like to average those 49% annualized total return. All right, PLYY, Palantir, double leverage Palantir is the underlying. Went from 35 cents to 34 cents, 102% yield. Total return is up. If we average the drip and no drip, it's 11%. Again, not fantastic, but you're getting the income while you're getting a little bit of growth. Or they're paying more income than you're losing in NAV. I know a lot of people like to talk about NAV erosion, but if something pays, if at $10 pays you $1 and it's goes down to $9.50, you've been paid $1, you're down 50 cents. Total return is positive. So that's why we track that. BBYY on Alibaba, double leverage, 37, 36, and 34 cents. Again, these are all weekly. That is a 100% yield based on those 3 in the current price. Total return is down 15%. MIDI, strategy, down to 866 a share. It's paid 24 cents, 22 cents, 22 cents. 136% yield, but the total return is pretty bad. We'll say negative 184% annualized. Again, I annualize these so we can compare apples to apples. Some of them launched a month ago, and so we average it 12 months, what they're doing. So that one's, it's strategy. So, you get what you get. I'm bullish on that. So I do own some strategy funds. I do not own this one. Yieldboost QQQ, which is TQQY, went from 14 cents to 14 cents. Actually went up a little. Yeah, a little bit. But pretty much 14 cents, 15 cents is the average. 50% yield, barely down on total return, 7% annualized total return. But if you're bullish on the Qs, I like this. So why SPY? That's the SPY fund, S&P. Look at that, 17 cents, 17 cents, 17 cents, 51% yield. Total return is positive, 35%. And, there's a lot of talk about how do I want to put it? NAV erosion. We'll talk about, NAV erosion. This fund, YSPY, on an index, so you're safer than a single stock, has paid more than the fund has gone down by the tune of 35% annualized. So I like that. And if you invest in this fund 5 years ago, which it didn't exist, but let's say 5 years from now it's still doing this, then your house money. So that's why I cover that. AZYY on Amazon, 19 cents, 19 cents. The last two, 50% yield, down in total return. FBYY on Facebook, Meta is the ticker now. 19 cents, 18 cents, 50% yield. Total return is down. May, I do own this. Paying massive. 39 cents, 40 cents went up this week, declared today. 152% annualized yield based on the last three distributions or declarations. The last one hasn't paid yet, of course. And current price $14, 152% annualized yield. Total return way down, but it's new. If something launches today and it pays 80%, then it's going to be 80% lower than what you bought it at. These are long-term holds. And underlyings are tricky. Long term, gotta trust the underlying. This is Mara. This is a 2x Mara, but I'm bullish on Mara. Long term. So that's that. IOYY, that's double leverage ion Q. 47 cents, 48 cents. A little bit of a raise there, 146% yield. Total return is negative. But again, these are all newer. Now we get to the baskets. Nuggy, which is gold miners, 2x gold miners, paid 44 cents, 43 cents, 100% yield. Total return is up about 16%. And that's annualized. It's up more than that because they just launched recently. A month or two would be my guess. That's semiconductors. Soxel, you guys know I like to wheel Soxel. They've paid 53 cents. Today they declared 56 cents. 136% yield. Total return is positive. We'll say about 23% average. Again, new fund. Hasn't been a year. In a year, based on current numbers, it'll be a 23% annualized yield. But again, we can't predict that. That's why we just run the numbers, completely mathematical, and we go from there. RGYY, that's Rigetti. It's at $19.62 a share. paid 49 cents, 50 cents, little raise today. 137% annualized yield based on those. Total return is down. Again, the newer funds, it's difficult to get a annualized total return because they pay so much and they pay every week. It's hard to recover that and get a positive total return. But look, Nuggy and Simi have done it. All right, QBY, qubits is the underlying, the double leverage qubits, 51 cents, 50 cents, 134% yield. Total return is negative by 50%, but again, new fund. RTYY, 53 cents, 53 cents, 151% yield, total return negative. HMYY, double leverage hims and hers, which you guys know I'm not a huge fan of. I don't own any of hims and hers funds. But they 49 cents, 49 cents, pretty stable there. 135% yield, total return negative. XBitty, new fund. These last two are new funds. I don't even know what that sound was. This is the top 5 yielders of Yieldboost. My guess is May is in there. IOIY is in there. They just top 5. The fund is at $22. They're paying 102% yield. They have made 3 payments, they made 3 payments. Their next declaration, I believe, is tomorrow, which pays Wednesday of next week. But 45 cents, 46 cents, 41 cents, so down a little bit. 102% yield, total return way down, but brand new. Yieldboost, again, some want to call it Yieldboost, but I call it Yieldboost because this is a fund of funds, owns all of them. They paid 38 cents, 39 cents, 36 cents, 83% yield. Total return is down. As expected, it's new. So over Yieldboost from Granite shares is if you own an equal amount of all of them, based on the last 3 distributions, current prices, you are getting 112% annualized yield. Not financial advice. You guys know that. So that's Yieldboost. And I love Yieldboost. You guys know I own 3 of them now. I did rebalance some. But I do own TSYY, NVYY, MAAY. And if you hold them long enough, in my opinion, not financial advice, then your total return will go up. TSYY, my total return's up. This is since inception. I didn't buy it at inception, but I have been buying it for several months. I have reinvested the dividends, distributions when the price is lower. So I own a bunch more shares at lower prices. So yeah, I'm positive on that. NVYY, way positive on. You can see if you bought that at inception, if you drip it, you're 52% annualized. Plus, it's going to keep paying you 97% annualized yield. And then May, brand new, paying massive, total return. I did not buy this at inception, but I am negative on that. But these are long term, at least a year, if not 2 or 3. And I want to address a lot of the hate is about return of capital, which a lot of people confuse with return of principal. Return of capital helps with your taxes. It does lower your cost basis, So you got to be careful with that. But they're not giving you, well, I mean, they kind of are giving you your money back. But let's say I buy the one share at 14 bucks, and over time, I mean 150% yield, that's going to pay me back in less than a year. And then it's going to continue to pay 41 cents a week. So it's not return of principal. And people get confused there. And I still get confused there. But there are some funds that I have been paid more than I put in. I still own them. They keep paying. So it's not return of principal. My principal's already been returned. They keep paying. So good for taxes. Very confusing with taxes because they give you estimates on return of capital, but I don't trust that at all. Anyway, that's the coverage. It's Yield Boost Thursday. Have a great day, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comments. You can hate it, you can love it. Let me know what you're thinking, and we'll talk again probably tomorrow. Have a great day.